We look exactly alike, tall, white, ginger. Those are all the things that I am, clearly. Anyway, so a little bit about Jonathan. Second here, to make sure we got our in career sales. He's been in Cutco for 5.5 years and has sold $225,000 in the past 12 months. What he $156. Biggest order over 4,500. On a personal note, he's just awesome, and he always brings the goods when he gives a message. He's about to deliver. Give him a big round of applause, Mr. Jonathan Schmitz.
Love you too, Daylight.
Oh, by the way, Justin Ledford's book is being sold at the back table. If anybody wants to buy it, it's awesome.
Absolutely. So I'm going to get this out of the way before I start my message. Justin's book is fantastic. If you don't buy it, you're not smart. You should invest in that. But awesome. Well, guys, first of all, I want to say thank you for your time today. There's a very wise friend of mine one time that told me that time is your most valuable resource. The day that you're born, the clock starts ticking, and there's all to better yourselves and better your realize, like, you know, because for me being here almost 6 years now, it's one of those things like pushes are just what we do. Like, we just go big in the summer, we saw the sunrise, have a ton of fun, make some huge paychecks. That's not a big deal. But I started to realize that some of you are probably wondering, like, what's going on. Like, I just started this night thing like a week or two ago. Some of you have some experience, maybe this is your second or third summer, and some people like Justin, Josh, or Mike Lanzetta have probably forgotten more about pushes than most of us will ever know. So this whole push thing, what is it and why do we do it? Just by a show of hands really quick here, has anyone here ever had an experience that served you in some way for the better later in life? You went through something at one point and later on in life it really helped you make another decision or something like that, right? Now, you don't have to raise your hand for this one, but was that a comfortable experience or was that one that forced you to grow? Okay, so pushes are a way to artificially force ourselves to become a person capable of achieving our goals and dreams. The reason why we have big goals is not to just go achieve these massive things. Don't get me wrong, those are fantastic. The true reason it's so much easier to do it in the future. Does anyone here know the name Sir Roger Bannister? Show your hand real quick. Okay, so those that don't know him, he's the first man to ever break the 4-minute mile. 18 separate people had completed the same feat. And it's weird like that. Life works that way in a lot of different areas. Once you break through a barrier one time, it becomes so much easier to go ahead and do it over and over again. So if that's the case, why not go hard for the push? Why not give it everything you had? Once you do it once, you can do it again, right? Why not do it over and over again? Why would you not want to make yourself and the person capable of achieving massive success and going after some huge goals? How incredibly amazing would it feel to know that no matter what you face for the rest of your life, you already had experience whenever you're tired, exhausted, and you're back against the wall. You already had experience succeeding and beating those things. At that point, you're in familiar territory. It's not something you've never done before. It's something I've already been here. I've already done this. And that's really cool. It makes such situations that much more familiar. You become capable of achieving so much more in the future because of what you will put yourself through in the next 2 weeks. So, how do you become the person capable of achieving such big goals? What's the key to going big? Okay? Now, Brooks talked about this a little bit during her talk. I'm going to touch on it again a little bit here. 90% of all problems for a Cutco rep, like literally 90%, can you So over here running it for me, but make more calls, do more demos. Spent a lot of time in this business, guys. I did a scientific study over the past 6 years. I figured out that the more phone calls I made, the more appointments I booked, the more appointments I booked, the more Cutco I sold, the more Cutco I sold, the more money I made. Weird how it happens like that, right? Okay. So, out of curiosity here, how many of you have actually broken down your numbers to know what it's going to take for you to go after your goals for this push? Everyone here know how many calls it's going to take, how many appointments you're going to have to complete, what their average order is going to be, when their phone times are, what their schedule is going to look like. Have you talked to your friends and family outside of Cutco? Maybe let them know you're going after something really, really massive that's going to be a little bit scary, but it's going to help grow you as a person. Okay? Now, we need a few key things here, because at the end of the day, guys, pushes are just about execution. It's about how bad do you want it and just executing a plan. It's that simple. It's just nice. Don't get stressed out about it. You're not your average order. You're not your customer base, anything like that. You're defined by how you respond to adversity. You're defined by whenever really things start to go wrong, how you respond to that. But there are a couple things that are really important, and so I'll go ahead and break a couple of these down. Just some key tips from someone who's had a little bit of success and pushes in the past. The first one, you're going to want to write these down. Know your demo times and respect them. Know your demo. Okay? You're on the phone with the customer, say, oh, I couldn't see you that morning, but I can see you like 5:15 at night. Most people want to take the demo and say, yeah, cool, I got one booked. Well, the reality is, full plug for our events team there, but don't do that, because you just write your 4:30 and your 6 o'clock. Does that make sense? Respect those times. Have your schedule in place. Do all the heavy lifting up front, so you know all you have to do at that point is execute your plan. It's that much easier. Okay? Commit to your actions without getting emotionally attached to your results. Because here's the thing, guys. You can't control if someone buys Cutco or not. There are certain things you can say and do that are going to help people make that decision and make them see it for the logical choice that it really is. But the reality situation is you can't make someone buy Cutco. No matter what. Some people just aren't going to. Some people are going to buy it no matter how bad your demo is. Okay? What can you control? You can control the number of phone calls that you make. So commit to what you can control. Commit to your phone call number. And if things go great, then that's awesome. You're on a high. Use that as momentum to your next appointments and the rest of the push. And if they're bad, then you can rest easy knowing for a fact that you did everything you could. There's nothing else you could have done in that situation. You made the calls, you committed the right actions. For the next 2 weeks, you should have your leads and your script with you at all times between 8 a.m. and 9:15 p.m. Plain and simple. If you want to go big for this thing, in the hours that you're working, 8 a.m. to 9 p.m., you're in Cutco go mode. You're producing CPO at some point. I'm on a demo in front of somebody trying to sell them Cutco. I'm getting referrals and calling those leads so I can set up more appointments and generate more CPO later. I may be texting one of my top past customers, something like that, asking if I can go sharpen their knives. If you're not at that point, your top leads, whatever it is. Doing everything that you can between from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. 13 hours a day, 6 days a week. Now, some of you are here sitting here looking at me like, Jonathan, I've only done like 20 demos in my entire career. You're probably, what the heck, like, that's a lot. You know, I understand a couple things here. You will be tired. Get used to it. You'll say, oh, I'm tired. Well, you know, tough, sorry. You're gonna work as much in the next couple weeks if you're actually going hard after this thing as some people do in 3 to 4 weeks at a full-time job. That's the reality situation. I broke down my numbers for this upcoming push. 13 to 14 hours a day, 6 days a week is 84 hours a week. Times that by 2, I'll be working about 170 hours in the next 2 weeks. Okay? Now, I tell you that not to impress you by any means. That's a full month of work for somebody that's working a 40-hour-a-week job. There's also my commission rate. I have a chance to earn as much as some teachers in an entire year in the next 2 weeks. That's worth going after. That's worth being tired for. Understand too, you will get discouraged. You will. You will doubt yourself. There'll be times at the end of the long day where you come in and say, you know what? I don't know if this whole Kafka thing's for me. And if you never reach that point, then quite frankly, you need to be doing more demos, or you just need to be working harder. It's that simple. You will be discouraged. And that's okay. That's normal. There's a program in place that works. Trust it. It's been working for the past 65 years. So you'll know what they're doing. Okay? You will doubt yourself and your abilities, but the most important thing is not where you finish, but rather the journey you take to get there and what you learn along the way. Guys, I'll be honest with you, I have this little bit of spending problem. I love to travel, and whatever I see that I want, I just kind of buy it. So don't take financial advice from me for the most part. But my point being with that, the 15 grand that I made last summer in 2 weeks during FC2 push, like that money's gone. That was spent a long time ago. It was spent in Panama, in Prague, in Puerto Rico, in Israel, and like all the other places that I've been in the past 12 months. Like that money's gone and it's gone away. But what happened to me during that push by the way, it's made me way more money, it made me a way better sales professional, made me a way better. It was like, say like I committed to something, quote unquote, I committed. To me, kind of but some of you maybe you're thinking, okay, well maybe like I said I would, but like it's okay if I don't, you know, one of those type things. For me, what pushes really helped strengthen was the fact that I did give my word. And the real question is, will you honor when you feel exhausted? You don't want to talk to anybody. You had a rough day with a low, maybe you didn't have the demo number you did, your phone calls didn't go the way they wanted to, you didn't sell as much as you wanted to. There's still an hour left to make calls, and your friends are calling you saying, hey, let's go out tonight. Are you going to stick to your plan at that point? That's when you get tested. It's easy to say no whenever you just had like a $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 day or something like that. You nailed it on 6 of 6 appointments. You had like one big order, the biggest in your career, whatever it is. It's very easy to be committed at that point. Okay. How much does your word mean to you? Will you choose to throw in the towel in a situation, or will you choose to rise to the occasion? Will you choose to give everything that you have? Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. once said that speaking about some topics that are slightly more heavy than selling some Kafka in 2 weeks. I think you should agree on that. But it still holds true. It's very easy to be committed. It's very easy to give everything you have when life is going your way. Anyone can do that. That's easy. That's simple. It's much tougher. That situation, that moment, making that right decision, that's going to make you a better man, a better woman for whoever it is you want to be. If you want to be married, it's going to make you a better spouse. If you want to be single, it's going to make you a stronger person, a stronger relationship. I promise you that. One example of this excuse me, last SC2, I went my 5-year career at that point. I put up a goose egg. I was 0 for 6. Total about 20 recs in 6 appointments. Rough day, right? Okay. Go home at night, get done with the day, feeling sorry for myself, don't want to miss anything. Comes down to about 7:45, 7:50, I can call till 9 o'clock. Okay, well that moment all I really wanted to do was go like have a drink with a buddy and just go to sleep and forget the day ever happened. Okay? But I didn't do that. I told myself 3 leads from this guy, 2 of them are I'm packing my stuff up. I'm literally about like taking my phone off the charger, about to put it in my bag and leave for the night. And he calls me back. I pick up the phone. hey, you know, so-and-so said you might want to help me out. If you already have Cutco, I can sharpen it, that whole thing, go through my phone approach. Generally, the guy already has Cutco. He's like, yeah, I'm available tomorrow at like noon or so. Can you go ahead and use me by then? I'm like, huh, absolutely. Okay. That man's name was David Young. He turned my biggest order of my career and the biggest day of my career at the time. It was a $4,500 business gift order turning into a 5K day on 3 appointments. Okay? So here's the thing. If I had thrown in the towel at that point, I would have been done. If I decided to feel sorry for myself, I never would have had that. I would have finished the push around $25,000 sold. That was a difference maker. Best day of my career, literally right after the very worst day. So here's the thing, guys. Stay committed to the actions. You never know when your best day is around the corner. Just takes one. It just takes one. For all you know, the next person that you see could be a business owner that's been looking for a high-end, classy gift, and Cutco fits that exactly. Yeah? Now, having here the man or woman you strive to be, what would they do in your situation? Whenever you're tired, think about that. Who I want to be, the person I want to be in 2 years, and 5 years, and 10 years, what would they do if they're faced with the same set of circumstances? If you act as if you're already that person, you very soon will be. Behave in the same mannerisms, the same ways that they would, and you will soon become that person that you strive to be. Now, I'll leave you with a couple. Make it public. And make it happen. Make a commitment, make it public, and make it happen. Something happens, whatever it takes. Guys, for me, I'm no stranger to knocking out like 100 phone calls like at one time. To be honest, I'd rather be selling Cutco. So to me, like my motivation is like, hey, from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m., I'm going to be doing something to generate CPO. I don't want to make phone calls for 9 hours, so I'd rather be in someone's home doing that. I'm going to do that instead. Do whatever it takes to get those goals. Okay? Make it public. Really what this comes down to is accountability. Tell the important people in your life that you're going big and tie them into your whys. Help them understand what's going to happen, how much better of a person you'll be because of this, your income opportunity as well too. What's going to happen? What's going to be different in your life just, 17 days from now? You'll be a different person. I can promise you that if you're hard at this thing. Be your mom, your dad, your significant others, siblings, friends, and your peers are on board with your goals. Help them understand that you're on a money-making vacation. I promise you this, guys, you'll remember your best week ever for the rest of your life. Exact CPO total, you'll remember it. Just saying. Which one sounds like the better choice? Commit this to yourself. Refuse to be average or mediocre for the next 2 weeks. Get everything you got, lay it all on the line. And at that point, it's just game time. There's really nothing left to do except execute. You put the time in, you made a commitment, you made it public, now you just have to make it happen. Everything you got, 13 hours a day. So you're scheduling your life up so for 2 weeks you can hit the ground running and get everything you have. Now guys, I think it's very important to be incredibly honest and real with yourself about who you are and what you're good at. So in the interest of just complete transparency, here's Jonathan Schmitz as a sales rep. I'm an above average rep. I'm not naturally exceptional in hardly any area of the business. Actually, there's many people of you in this room that at this current point are probably as good, if not better than me, at some part of what it is that we do. Naturally, anyway. I paid over $30,000 in professional coaching and personal development in my career to learn from the best, and there's still those among you that will have a higher average order, a higher closing percentage, or be referred to better people than I will. It's just the nature of the beast. It happens. You may, close on a higher number of your demos. That's absolutely fine. You will not complete more appointments than I do. I promise you that. On the day of victory, no fatigue is felt. So we talked about making a commitment. As you can tell, I'm pretty big in that. I'm pretty committed at this point. So here's me making it public. I, Jonathan Schmitz, hereby commit to giving everything I have for thus breaking the current SC1 record. I commit to working every hour between 8 a.m. and 9 p.m. from the days of Tuesday, June 13th through 11 a.m. on June 29th. I will give whatever it takes, everything I have in the pursuit of this goal. Doing so will help me grow to a level I've never known before and will be a stepping stone towards becoming and proving to the man that I am meant and destined to be. I'll be able to give back to others more than ever before and be able to impact the world around me more than I have previously known. I will commit to the right actions because no matter how exhausted I feel, I will continue to give and serve my customers because they deserve my very best. I will give whatever it takes, everything I have, because on the day of victory, no fatigue is felt. I can, I will, and I must. Now, let me ask you all of this now. If you knew that you could not fail, what goal would you go after for this push? Okay. Some nights, everything all on the line. What would you go after? What would you attempt to achieve? The thing that you're scared to do, that's what you probably have to do to become who you're capable of becoming. For me, on the line. If you can make anywhere from $5,000 to $20,000 in the next 2 weeks, would that be worth going all in? If you can make it as much as some people do in an entire year, what pain would that be worth enduring? Would have been so much tougher for you? How much is that worth? I promise you, it's worth way more than money. It's worth way more than any paycheck you could ever earn from the company. I'll be on a mission to become the very best version of myself over the next 2 weeks. Everyone wants to be great until it's time to do what greatness requires. There's going to be a lot of you in this room that say you want that, and your actions are going to speak differently, and that's fine. I've been there before too. But if you're on board and want to come along for the journey, then let's go after it. I'd love to have you for an accountability partner. Give everything you have, do it all in the court.
Man, I'm fired up for this push. Who's fired up for this push? Woo! Shoot, Jonathan. The one and only, we already introed her, no need for the long bio, Kathy Vasquez!
All right, can you guys hear me? Sweet. So, who has taken a couple nuggets so far today that you guys can implement and make some more money? All right. By the way, I've been in and out going through the meetings. We have manager breakout going on, the CSPs having a convo with that, and just how we're going to build this thing and build this division. And it's super exciting to see just the people that we have committed. Like, let's go, ready to roll. And this is an event that it's one of my favorites. As I mentioned earlier today when I was talking about it, you have an opportunity not just to sit here and listen, but to ask questions, to be involved, to like pick their brains. And that was my favorite part. I remember going to my first conference and getting a chance to go to the round tables, and with the CSPs and FSNs, and coming with a list of 2 or 3 things. And by the way, a lot of the things to this day that I implement, my recommendations, my blue book, those who have seen my book where I have like demo goals, and I have sales goals, my thermometer. That was my first conference, going to one of the roundtables and watching one of the girls that like crushed it and like, you know, earned so much. I remember going to somebody else and seeing them talk about the deposit program, by the way, which I teach now. This is 14 years later. And a lot of this stuff, I was watching the top guys, I was like, that's awesome. And what you're gonna notice is there's a lot of different styles of people, a lot of different personality types. But I love conference because there's a lot more time for mingling, cool, versus this is like a long team meeting. At the conferences, at SC1, Summer Conference 1, Summer Conference 2, there's a lot of time to just get to know people, connect with them. You know, there's food. We said about that, food. All right, the top limo winners, we have hotel rooms for all of our 10K plus performers that night, so we do provide the hotel rooms free of charge for you guys. But we have top of the line, we actually have Josh's wife, who will be wrapping up our event at SC1. I'm super excited for her to come and speak. We have a couple of really good friends of mine coming into town, plus all of our guys. What's so cool about being part of GCK is we have some of the best people right here that you get to learn from, all right? So I mentioned earlier in my opening comments, you know, a lot of times we pay money, a lot of money as managers to get personal coaching, to go to events, to go to different seminars. I know Josh has definitely invested in himself. I know I've invested tens of thousands of dollars when it comes to coaching and events. I know our top managers have as well. And you guys can, and by the way, I encourage it always. I have people that will ask me like, oh, is this good to spend money on? I'm like, yeah. Yes. Why do you spend money in school? I don't know. That's a waste. I'm just kidding. But depending what you're doing, school is very important. But 20 years from now, what you guys came here. So when it comes to high quality conferences, it's like anything else. There's a wide range of quality and prices. All right, but you can go to a conference that costs 10 grand, like I did. I get one of each. But the conference, just so you guys know, does cost us over $15,000 to put on the event. We don't think about these things cost and rent and food, feeding everybody and everything that happens. And so we've created it so that it's free for everybody. Cool. So it's free, but it's not. And someone here, I'll be paying for your conference for you. But we've got our conference. Who here would be excited about selling more Hardy, more signatures and complete sets? Raise your hand if you'd be excited about selling more signature and complete sets. Well, my most favorite knife that we make, period, is the Hardy Slicer. Yeah, my guys know. All right, they know. I use that thing all the time. If I was dropped off on a deserted island and they said, you get one knife, that's it. I'm like, what? That'd be my first reaction. You know, second, I pick the Hardy Slicer because I love the Hardy Slicer. But maybe on a deserted island, maybe I take a leader, I don't know. But Hardy Slicer, I love that thing. So it is, I use it all the time in my kitchen. We're going out in the field to help our office hit a goal. It was awesome. I like upgraded everyone to a signature. I sold 27 grand in 2 weeks. I was like, signatures, you gotta get signatures. The best thing ever. Complete sets too, but for the ones that didn't cook, I'm like, buy a signature set. You want it. All right, so this right here, for going to the conference, we've made it so that you guys can get a Hardy Slicer, which is $136 value. To sponsor me for my conference, revenue. I personally would not sell it. I would keep it. You will make the money real quick. But you could sell it to someone and make a profit. Well, you pay for your conference and you made 65 or 70 bucks if you want to do that. I'd rather sell a lot more signatures. I'll make a lot more than 70 bucks. So totally up to you guys if you want to sell it for cash or if you have it. $15, $20 grand or more in income. It's going to be freaking exciting. And then you'll get a chance to ask the questions, mingle with them, get to know them. And then top performers who are in the Alliance, we're going to go celebrate. And we're going to mingle, we're going to network, we're going to stay, celebrate for a great time together.